Colts fans, this is officially uncharted territory. With the season on the line, Indianapolis has opened the door to a scenario nobody expected to see again. Injuries, uncertainty, and desperation have collided, forcing the coaching staff into one of the toughest calls of the year. Experience versus potential, comfort versus chaos. The pressure inside the building is real, and the silence from the top only fuels the tension. Every rep this week matters, and every fan is holding their breath waiting for an answer. If you're riding with the horseshoe through this madness, smash that like button and subscribe now, because this quarterback decision could redefine the entire season in one snap. The moment I heard the name Philip Rivers, at age 44, mind you, officially signed to the Indianapolis Colts practice squad, I nearly dropped whatever I was holding, because this is the kind of plot twist that makes the NFL the most unpredictable soap opera in American sports. I mean, let's be honest. Nobody, and I mean nobody, thought we would ever see Rivers' name on an active transaction report again. The man has been retired since January 2021, living that high school coach life. And suddenly the Colts lose Daniel Jones, Riley Leonard reports a PCL strain, and boom, Uncle Phil is back in the building. And I can't lie to you, the moment I saw it, I felt that jolt of energy, that shockwave of nostalgia mixed with sheer disbelief. Because what universe are we living in where Rivers might actually start a game in 2025? And let me tell you something, this is not a ceremonial signing. This is not a feel-good reunion tour. When Shane Steichen stood there on Wednesday and said, "We'll see how the week goes," that wasn't coach speak fluff. That wasn't smoke. That was a man leaving the door open, if not outright propping it open with a cinder block, for Philip Rivers to walk through and take the reins of this football team again. And we all know Steichen well enough by now to understand what he really meant. If Rivers looks even remotely capable of steadying this ship, he's got a real chance to start. Because let's be honest, if the Colts trusted Riley Leonard, if they felt confident about trotting him out there on a PCL strain, this wouldn't even be a conversation. And that's the part that gets me fired up. Riley Leonard, bless the kid, did what he could in Jacksonville, completed 18 of 29, threw a pick, ran in a touchdown when the game was already out of reach. But this coaching staff clearly does not feel comfortable putting the weight of a playoff push on his shoulders. Brett Rypien, come on. The man is a fourth stringer for a reason. You play him if you have absolutely no other choice, not when you've got a Hall of Fame resume sitting right there on your practice field, slinging the ball like it's 2018 again. And don't get it twisted. I know Rivers hasn't taken a live hit in almost 5 years, but let's not pretend mobility was ever his selling point. The man has had the same escapability since he was 22, meaning none, and somehow still made it work for 17 seasons. But here's where things get downright fascinating. Rivers didn't walk in blind. He didn't show up rusty on terminology or unfamiliar with concepts. No, he's been running Shane Steichen's offense at his son's high school. You understand how wild that is? The man showed up on Tuesday morning, took one look at the call sheet, and said he already knew every play. Let me say that again. A retired quarterback walked off a high school field and into an NFL practice, and the system remained familiar. If that doesn't give him an edge in the quarterback competition, what does? And yet, even with all of this, the Colts are heavy underdogs in Seattle because reality still matters. Rivers is 44. Leonard has 56 career snaps. Rypien is one heartbeat away from starting only because everyone else is broken. This is the definition of quarterback chaos. But sometimes chaos births opportunity. Sometimes the wildest decisions spark the most unforgettable run. And if the Colts can find a way, anyway, to beat Seattle, to steal a divisional game, to squeeze out 2 or 3 more wins, then suddenly the playoff picture shifts, and suddenly the same man who last took them to the postseason might be the one doing it again. So now I've got to ask you, Colts fans, do you believe Philip Rivers should start on Sunday? Do you trust the veteran gunslinger, or should the Colts stick with Riley Leonard and ride out the uncertainty? Let me know what you think. Hit that like button, subscribe, and stay connected. Because this season just turned into something absolutely unforgettable.